What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and welcome back to the Aussie Sim Racing Series on F1 2017. This is the F3 Xbox One League. Here's the championship standings from round 2. If you haven't already caught up with round 2 in China, be sure to go check that one out. But we're here for round number 3 here in Bahrain. Now, let's go through the incidents from round number 2. Now, there was only a couple. The Spag Bowl jump start, there wasn't any further penalty as he'd already served a drive-through. It was an incident between Lockie and myself where I pushed him off twice, and it was deemed a racing incident. As you can see there, we got off to a great start in Bahrain, which I disconnected and I couldn't take part in the qualifying session. And it was deemed no further action, that incident between Lockie and myself, as Sato gets a little bit sideways coming out of that last corner and loses part of his front wing. But the other one, speaking of Sato, the incident with Burton and Sato, no action as Sato had already redressed. But yeah, that was pretty much all the incidents that were cleared up. As you see there, I think it was Stinchy in the Force India. He's had a bit of an off there at between turns 11 and 12. As there's Sato again. About 6 minutes to go in the session. Looks like he's had a spin out of turn 10, but should also point out that Ruthnik Bird, as we are on board with him now, he actually sets provisional pole with a 129.7. He's moved teams. He's moved from Williams to Red Bull because of Spunky 923 not taking part in the first 3 events, and he pretty much get chucked out anyway of the series. And another new name, Lego Rob 101 has joined the series as well in Haas. So anyway, Ruthnik Bird, congratulations to him. He gets pole position ahead of Lockie and Stinchy. But we are not even on that list because we are starting dead last. And I thought when I was going through the strategy, it was all fine, the race. Weather wasn't going to interfere much. But I thought, you know what? With the race strategy, we thought I might as well just go for a completely different strategy to all the guys that were doing their normal strategy, starting on their super soft tyres. So I decided to start onto the medium tyres and then maybe go onto this, then go to the softs and onto the super softs for the end. But yeah, the formation lap, I don't think it was really too bad of a formation lap. I don't think there was much disqualifications on the formation lap as we now rejoin at the back of the grid, and Captain Farrow is actually doing the same strategy as us, I'm led to believe, because he's on the medium tyres as well. But here we go. We're starting from the back. This should be interesting. It's 5 red lights. Very long hold. Let's do it in Bahrain. And Risey and Hyperdose had a shocking start again. Risey's left the session. He had a few connection issues, but he managed to come into turn 1 and was just trying to avoid any chaos that was going to ensure in front of us as we speak of it. Look at all this. Oh my goodness me. I have no idea what the hell just happened there. Oh, it's still going on. It looked like one of the Haas cars and flying Cymag is lagging all over the shop. It's just SanguiniusPrime in front of us, but that's not bad of a start. Started dead last and we're already up to 5th already as we come into turn 10, and that was an interesting pass. Nice drifting and pass in for SanguiniusPrime into turn 10, but that was not one of my greatest passes, I must admit. But coming into that last corner, and that was definitely not the best exit out of turn 14, 15, and SanguiniusPrime pretty much takes our spot back. So yeah, like I said, we've moved up to P5 off the rear of the grid. But let's have a look at all the onboards from the start of the race. On board now with Stinchy, the Force India. And Lockie didn't quite get away well, but you see there Stinchy having a good run there on Ruthnik Bird. It's Lockie, being squeezed there. Spag Bowl's run well wide there. Oh, there's been a contact with Stinchy. Oh, there's chaos and he's lost part of his front wing already. So that's not ideal for him. He's on board now with Sato at a position 5. Let's see how this start goes. Spag Bowl got a ripping start. So I think that's Roxman behind in the Mercedes. But you see they go 4 wide down in into turn 1 as Spagbol just runs a little bit wide. There goes Roxman, but comes straight back out there, Spagbol. And pretty much chaos ensures. That's explained why Sato is now at the rear of the grid. Now he's on board with SanguiniusPrime in Moreno, so he probably have a nice, good view here as well of all the carnage. So there goes Spagbol, like I said, and they just touched the rear of Rhythmic Bird. Oh, Rhythmic Bird, and he manages to just get away with it. And there's a bit of carnage there, so that explains why Lego Rob got a bit spun around, got caught up in SanguiniusPrime's side pod there, but he's on board with Captain Farah, who was in position 12, as Hyperdos not having the greatest start again. Oh, someone got close to the wall then. I think that might have been plying Simang in the Williams, but coming into turn 1, it wasn't quite chaotic for him, but as you come a bit further on, there's actually a bit of contact with schulty to Ozzy, but now he's joined all of the chaos that ensured at turn 1. Just look at all this. I mean, seriously, it was just all carnage here at turn 1. But what more could I say, really? As he now gets back going again. He'll go up the inside now of Stinchy. Coming into turn 4, and he gets the move done for position 12. But I think this is the one you will all want to see. He's on board with the main perpetrator in Spagbol. Sorry if that didn't... Sorry to Spagbol if that seems a bit harsh, but he's coming into turn 1. He goes a little bit deep, runs a bit wide. He actually flat-footed the accelerator, and you can see all chaos just ensures. There goes me, ghosting straight through there as now cut a bit further on to the lap 1, and Sato's run a little bit wide, and there comes Spagbol again. He's now got up the inside, but there's a bit more lag going on now. Actually running side by side now, but now he should get the move done as Sato has to yield that position. But back we go to Captain Farrow's now run wide at, I think that was before turn 13, actually. And Stinchy's got that spot back again, so he's now back to P13. He's on the lap 2. Roxman went a little bit wide, and he's actually coming into the pit lane, so must have a bit of damage on that Mercedes-Benz as Sato picks up another quick position. But on board again with Captain Farah, and he's actually, he's gone on the accelerator too much, and he's run wide at turn 1. Manages to get going again, but he's now lost a heap of time to Stinchy in the Force India. That's definitely not ideal. You can see all the down there in the mini-map down below, but and he runs just a little bit wide here at turn 4, so he's starting to lose ground. But here we are back with us now. Do a nice big corner cut there at turn 10. Again, I was a bit surprised that they didn't copy track limits extending a warning. You know what I mean. As we run a little bit wide at turn 4, nearly lose the rear end. That would have been all my hard work going down the drain, but coming down into turn 8, I dare say turn 8 is definitely not one of my favourite spots. There's a bit of yellow flags there in the background, so it looks like someone may have tangled. And turn 10 was another one of the corners I just hated much, but I think we might know why the yellow flag was out. This off ball with Spagbol again. Oh, it looked like there was a bit of contact there, but he's cut back now with Sato. He's right behind Spagbol, and actually, it's the lag again. It's actually caused that, and it's very unfortunate for Spagbol. And now I think he may have got hit by the new boy Lego Rob. He's got now he takes position 7, and Lego Rob's lagging everywhere. And oh my goodness me, that could have been a big accident there, as he now loses another spot to Hyperdos in the McLaren. Oh, he just goes in a bit too deep, and he's lost half his front wing. Well, it's a bit orange. It's not quite fully damaged, but I dare say that wouldn't be easy now, as he now lets Stinchy go by for position 9. But come back to us on lap 4. And again, like I said, I probably will keep whining about it nearly every racetrack. There's some corners that I don't like at certain racetracks. That's a dead set given. There's yellow flags there at between turns 11 and 12. So someone may have had a little bit of a spin there. There's still a bit of yellow flags there, but as we cut now onto lap 5, and Sato's now come into the lane. He's actually going to change onto the medium tyres and change his front wing as well. So I think he's looking to go long here in this race. I don't know whether he can get to the end on this strategy, but he's going to give it one hell of a crack, I'll tell you. As we go a little bit deep at turn 10. I dare say some of this footage would have featured either turn 8 or turn 10, but we now come on the lap 7 now. We actually set our personal best, 1:34.4. Probably not on the quickest tyres, but they come down here in the turn 8, and at this point, this is where my race finished. There's we lost connection there, but never fear. I do have plenty of other people's POVs as well. Oh, Captain Farah and Hyperdeuce looked like they came together there. Not sure whether lag was again involved, but it was a good point of view from Sato as now Captain Farah runs wide. And that's an easy spot now for Sato. As it looks like he may have got a bit of damage. He's on board with Captain Farah. He actually got the warning there for track limits, but gets caught on the gravel and just gets on the accelerator again, and the front wing is gone now. Half his front wing is gone. This is definitely not ideal for... it's manages to get going again, but that's definitely not ideal for Captain Farah. Now he's into the lane now to change his front wing, and he's going onto the soft tyres now, so I dare say he might... I don't know whether he may be able to get away with this to the end of the race, but Sato is definitely not going to get to the end of the race on this medium set, so he now comes in on lap 22, but wasn't the best getaway there from Sato. He actually forgot to, I think, hold the shift button from memory, but there's a stingy repay in a favour to Sato. Now back up into P8, and he'll be flying as a Lockie. His teammate is absolutely flying as uses every bit of road there, and he's now trying to battle with Roxman. He'll go up the inside here at turn 4, lap 27, and he should get the move done. Oh, he gets a little bit sideways with the rear as Roxman takes that spot back. Roxman is on the soft tyres, and again, lag is playing a big factor as now coming into turn 8. And now we cut a bit further on to the last couple of corners. And Roxman runs a little bit wide, and that's compromised his line. And that should be, as we go down the front straight on lap 28, side by side between these two. I think Sato may have just got in front of him, but Roxman's going back down the inside, and there's a bit of contact between those two. Somehow managed to both get away with damage, I believe. But, well, definitely Sato. Not sure about Roxman, but... Roxman's going well wide again at turn 10, but again, it's just that lag. It's just one of those things with online. The lag is just absolutely horrendous. As now Sato on the final lap of the race goes up the inside, really tight move. He should get this done now, and that is P7. He's had to work hard for that one, but 7th is now his. As we cut on to schulty to Aussie's view as Spagbol again is involved, but now coming into the last couple of corners on the final lap of this race as he's coming into turn 14. Oh, there's been a contact there between him and Spagbol, and there's more contact now as he comes towards the line. Who's going to get there? Spagbol. Just a bit of contact as you see on board here with Spagbol. Oh, he gets just a little touch in the rear from schulty. Actually got an illegal overtake for cutting to the corner. No surprise there, but coming down into that last couple of corners there. You see how far behind he is, but he goes for a very late dive bomb. I'm not sure exactly if it was up far enough, but now getting the drive. He's trying to make sure he can get position 4, and he'll just get there as there's a Stinchy's car stuck on the front straight for some unknown reason, but yeah, that was pretty much it. So Rithik Bird on his debut for Red Bull. He wins the race again. Yeah, really no surprise there whatsoever. And Lockie has come back from the wilderness really after a pretty much shocking first 2 rounds to claim second. And SanguiniusPrime is also back on the podium as well. So he's on a good run as well. Spagbol there in 4th. Schulty to Aussie 5th. Lego Rob in 6th there. Great result for him. But You can actually see we are in Sebastian Vettel's car, so we actually finished in P11. But yeah, here's the updated driver standing. So Rithnik Bird is actually starting to pull away now from SanguiniusPrime, who's now moved into second spot behind Stinchy. There's a few more movers, but again, we are going backwards. We're now back into ninth. Constructors' Championship is starting to tighten up a little bit now that Williams has only got Flying Simang. So Toro Rosso and Red Bull have now jumped into P3. Yeah, Renault and Force India are dropping, but for Ferrari, we are now P9, and we have only got a small gap back to Haas. That is not ideal, but hopefully we can make a comeback in Russia, hopefully. But that's it for this video, guys and girls. If you did enjoy, then make sure to give it a big smash on that like button. If you have a comment, as always, leave it down below. If you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe to my channel for plenty more F1 2017 videos, mainly the ASR Aussie Sim Racing videos, and plenty more video gaming content. And also, be sure to follow me on social media. All the links will be down in the description. But for the moment, guys and girls, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.